So, hello everyone, I welcome you all to the study pointer. So, today we will study science, scientific methods and its criticism. Okay, it is a very important chapter and we will see various things in this. Okay, so start. So, what does term the science means? Okay, so science is a systematized body of knowledge based upon our sensory observations and empirical data, means verifiable data. Okay, so science refers to a systematized body of knowledge based upon sensory observation and empirical data, verifiable data. Okay, or in other words we can say that science is a body of knowledge which is made meaningful and manageable, okay, based on sensory observation and generalized in the form of theory which can be verified and validated through empirical data, verifiable data. And for the acquisition of that empirical data and for managing and processing the data into law-like generalization, science relied on second method which is termed as scientific method. Okay, so science is a body of knowledge, okay, and which is science is a body of knowledge which is made meaningful and manageable based on sensory observation and generalized in the form of theory which can be verified and validated through empirical verifiable data. Okay, and the for acquisition of that empirical data and for managing and processing the data into law like generalization, science relied on the method known as scientific method. Okay, so we got understanding of science and scientific method. What does it means? Okay, so next, so we will see that there are certain basic elements of scientific methods. Okay, there are certain basic elements of scientific methods. So let us discuss it one by one. Okay, so there are basically 6 basic elements of scientific methods and I will give you a mnemonics. You can remember that if you can. OCH RAC. Okay, so the first basic element of scientific method is observation. Okay, so it is observation that stimulates our thinking. Okay, it stimulates us to reason why such things exist and what is the reason behind its occurrence. Okay, so the first basic element of scientific method is observation. The second one is classification. Okay, so it is defining or classifying the observed events or things. Okay, it is defining or classifying the observed events or things. Okay, the next one is, the next basic element is hypothesis. So what does it mean? It is generating a theory or proposition or a general statement which serves potential answer to scientific research slash questions. Okay, so it is generating a theory or proposition or a general statement which serves potential answer to scientific research or questions. Okay, the next is basic element of scientific method is research design. Okay, RD, research design. So to create research design, in order to collect data to validate the proposition, research designs are created. Okay, in order to collect data to validate the proposition made, research designs are created. The next one is, the next basic element of scientific method is analysis. Okay, so there is analysis of data by controlling the variables external variables. Okay, so there is the next step or next basic element of scientific method is analysis, fifth basic element, and there is analysis of data by controlling the variables, external variables. Okay, and the sixth basic element of scientific method is conclusion or generalization. Okay, so there are basically six basic elements of scientific method. You can remember it using the code OCHRAC. Okay, so the function of applying scientific method or the purpose behind the application of scientific method is better quantification of the subject under study. Okay, better quantification. So the main function of applying scientific method or the main purpose behind the application of scientific method is the better quantification of the subject under study. For example, okay, when we analyze poverty using scientific method, we found that poverty is not due to ट्रांसेंडल फैक्टर यानी पूर्व जन्म का पाप है, ऐसा नहीं है, बट ड्यू टू अनइक्वल ओनरशिप ऑफ द फोर्सेस ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, ड्यू टू इनइक्वलिटी, ओके, ड्यू टू एक्सप्लॉइटेशन of have not by haves. So there are various reasons of poverty. It is not due to transcendental factors. Okay, so when we analyze poverty using scientific methods, we get to know these things. Okay, next move on to merits or benefits of application of scientific methods. Okay, so merits or benefits of the application of scientific methods. So there are many benefits of using scientific methods. The first one is better quantification. Okay, the first one is better quantification of the subject under study. Okay, the second one is benefit, it brings in objectivity and value neutrality. Okay, so what does objective means? It means free from biasness and prejudices. Okay, so the second benefit of application of scientific method is it brings in objectivity and value neutrality. Okay, absence of biasness and prejudices. Third benefit of using scientific method, it improves decision making and reduces uncertainty by providing us objective knowledge. Okay, so the third benefit is it improves decision making and reduces uncertainty by providing us objective knowledge. The fourth one is it also ascertain the trend. Okay, it also ascertain the trends. Okay, and the fifth one is better experimentation and the research. Okay, the fifth one is better experimentation and research. So there are multiple benefits of using of application of scientific methods. The first one is better quantification of the subject in the study. Okay, it's bring in objectivity. So I will basically write the keywords. Okay, the first benefit is better quantification. Okay, better quantification of subject under study. Thus the second benefit is it brings in objectivity and value neutrality. Okay, objectivity and value neutrality. The third benefit, it improves decision making and reduces uncertainty. Okay, and reduces uncertainty. Okay, and reduces uncertainty. Okay, by providing us objective knowledge. Okay, now the fourth one is it also ascertain the trend. Okay, it trend set करता है. Okay, and the fifth one is better experimentation and research. Okay, better experimentation and research. So 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 एक एग्जांपल लेके समझते हैं हम, जैसे देयर इज ए trend of delayed marriage among educated communities and trend of early marriage among uneducated communities। ठीक है, अब इसको जब हम साइंटिफिक वे में स्टडी करेंगे तो हमें पता चलेगा ऐसा क्यों है, कि क्यों डिलेड मैरिज हो रहा है एडुकेटेड कम्युनिटीज में और अर्ली मैरिज हो रहा है अनएडुकेटेड कम्युनिटीज में, क्योंकि ड्यू टू एजुकेशन। ठीक है, एजुकेशन से इंडिविजुअल्स को पता चल रहा है कि, एक प्रॉपर एज होना चाहिए मैरिज के लिए to enter into marital relations, and there is also factor that कि higher education जब आप गेन करते हो तो आपका ऑलरेडी सिग्निफिकेंट एज हो ही जाता है। ओके, सो जब आप साइंटिफिक में स्टडी करते हो तब आपको ये सब चीज़ों का एनालिसिस पता चलता है। ठीक है, सो एक वर्ड है सोशल स्टैटिक और सोशल डायनेमिक्स। ठीक है, तो व्हाट डज सोशल स्टैटिक मीन्स? सोशल स्टैटिक बेसिकली मीन्स social structure। okay, and what does social dynamics means? social dynamics means social change। तो आप समझ ही सकते हो सोशल स्टैटिक वर्ड से ही स्ट्रक्चर्स फिक्स्ड होते हैं, इसलिए सोशल स्टैटिक मीन्स सोशल स्ट्रक्चर एंड सोशल डायनामिक्स, डायनामिक्स मीन द मूवमेंट, सोशल डायनामिक्स मीन सोशल चेंज। okay, so there is wider acceptance of science and scientific methods। okay, so there is wider acceptance of science and scientific methods and it influenced social thinkers too, and they advocated for their use in sociology। ठीक है, in society we find that social structures are interrelated, and we have also studied it earlier that problem in one part of social structure influences other parts also। okay, such as unemployment जैसे मान लेते हैं बढ़ जाता है, इससे क्या होता है, कास्टिज्म बढ़ता है, ड्रग एडिक्शन बढ़ता है, इलिटरेसी बढ़ता है, क्या होता है, कास्टिज्म बढ़ता है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ता है, क्राइम बढ़ता है, तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर रिलेटेड। ये एक मतलब विशियस साइकिल टाइप क्रिएट हो जाता है। ओके, और एवरीथिंग विच हैपेंस इन ए नेगेटिव वे started to be reflected in all other sectors। ओके, एक टर्म आया था अभी थोड़ी देर पहले, वैल्यू न्यूट्रलिटी। ओके, सो व्हाट डज वैल्यू न्यूट्रलिटी मीन्स? सो इट बेसिकली मीन्स keeping aside all your personal preferences in course of observation of social structure, social fact or social systems। वैल्यू न्यूट्रलिटी, आपको वैल्यूज को आपको न्यूट्रल करना पड़ेगा ड्यूरिंग योर सोशियोलॉजिकल स्टडीज, else you will be considered as a biased। okay, so a sociologist should be value neutral, and it means that we should keep our all preferences, personal preferences in course of observation of social reality। okay, नेक्स्ट एक इमाइल डरकीम साहब हैं, हमारे फ्रेंच सोशोलॉजिस्ट, पॉजिटिविस्ट हैं वो आउटलुक से। ही एडवोकेटेड टू ब्रिंग इन ऑब्जेक्टिविटी, accuracy, precision, systematization। The methods of explanation used in natural sciences should be applied in social sciences too, by treating the social fact as things। So Emile Durkheim, so according to Emile Durkheim, social fact is external to individual and we should be using social facts to study the social reality। ये उनका आर्गुमेंट था, रीजनिंग था। So all positivist sociologists such as Emile Durkheim, Herbert and Spencer, okay, Auguste Comte, advocated for the use of science and scientific methods for the study of sociology, and multiple benefits of using science and scientific methods of sociology, which we have already also discussed, and let us revise it once again. Why these sociologists, positivist sociology, advocated for the use of science and scientific method in sociology because it has multi-dimensional benefits. The first one is accuracy and precision. It brings in accuracy and precision in scientific research, in sociological studies. Okay. The second one is objective and value neutrality, and the third one is better quantification of data. The fourth one is better experimentation and research, and the fifth one is improves decision making and reduces the uncertainty. Okay, so सोशोलॉजी में क्या होता है, हम हर चीज को क्वेश्चन करने लगते हैं जब हम साइंटिफिक मेथड से सोचते हैं सोसाइटी में. ओके, जैसे एक चीज है, जैसे हम लोग क्यों पूजा पाठ करते हैं, सोचिए आप इसको साइंटिफिक वे में कि व्हाई वी वर्शिप. तो जब हमको इसको आप चेक करोगे तो यू विल फाइंड दैट it is because of the belief in sacredness of something we worship. Okay, the religion, sect or cult which is external to individual is putting constraint to worship and follow the guidelines of religion, sect or cult. ठीक है ना. ओके, एक और फंक्शन है रिलीजन का. व्हाट डज रिलीजन डू? इट आल्सो प्रमोट सोशल सोलिडारिटी. ओके, ठीक है. रिलीजन गिव्स अस आइडेंटिटी. देयर आर मेनी फंक्शंस ऑफ रिलीजन, वी विल स्टडी इट लेटर. ओके, सो ये हमारा रीजनिंग है. So next we will move towards criticism of science scientific methods. Okay, it's criticism. So there are certain criticism of science and scientific methods. So according to critic, there are certain limitations in the application of science and scientific methods to sociological studies. Okay, the first one is problem of experimentation. Okay, problem of experimentation. Okay, the first critic is problem of experimentation. तो साइंस क्या होता है? ऑल अबाउट एक्सपेरिमेंट. ठीक है. So the critics argue that experiment is not possible in sociology. It is problematic in sociology. We can't make society into experimental lab because it is very big. Also there are multiple variations across society. So sociology can't be treated as a science. Okay. So the critic argue that experiment is not possible in sociology. We can't make society into an experimental lab because of its size. It is very big, and there are multiple variations across society. Okay, so sociology can't be treated as a science. Okay, so critic का argument है. Next है हमारा critic का argument, problem of quantification in sociological research. Okay, problem of quantification in sociological research. Okay, problem of quantification in sociological research. So the application of scientific methods are difficult because of there is problem of quantification in sociological research. For example, human beings are qualitative in nature. It has mind, consciousness, which changes with time and context. So it is difficult to quantify the human nature on the basis of observation. So there will be the problem of objectivity. तो critics का basically argument है, there is problem of quantification in sociological research. So the application of scientific method is difficult. Human beings are qualitative in nature. They have mind, consciousness, which changes with the time and context, and so it is difficult to quantify the human nature on the basis of observation, and so there is a problem of objectivity. The next critic is that there is problem of generalization. Problem of generalization in sociology. Okay, problem of generalization in sociology. So in science, matter has a recurrent pattern of behavior. Okay, matter has a recurrent pattern of behavior. So there is problem of generalization in sociology. In science, matter has a recurrent pattern of behavior. जैसे NaCl salt, उसको हीट करेंगे वो Na प्लस आयन और Cl क्लोराइड माइनस आयन में वो ब्रेक करेगा. वाटर उसको हीट करेंगे वो वेपर बनेगा, हमेशा होता है ऐसा. ठीक है. So there generalization can be made, but in sociology there is no recurrent pattern of behavior. Okay, in humans there is lack of recurrence in human behavior. Every person react differently to a situation, so generalization can't be made. And every person reacts differently in different situations, and sometimes even in same situation the same individual reacts differently. So there is a big problem of generalization in sociology. In science, generalization is possible because matter has a recurrent pattern of behavior. Okay, this is the reasoning of the critics. The next criticism is there is problem of objectivity in sociology. Okay, there is problem of objectivity. Okay, there is problem of objectivity in sociology. तो एक हमारे गुनार मिर्डियाल है sociologist, उनका critic है. ठीक है. Total objectivity is an illusion in sociology which can never be achieved. Okay, the गुनार मिर्डियाल हमारे एक sociologist हैं, गुनार मिर्डियाल. Okay, sorry for the pronunciation, but ये उनके नाम correct name है उनका, गुनार मिर्डियाल. You can pronounce it the way it suits you. Okay, इनका critics है कि there is problem of objectivity in sociology. Total objectivity is an illusion in sociology which can never be achieved. Okay, social researchers are social beings. As he is or she is socialized in the society, socialization starts in family and then it is school and goes on. As the individual who is doing research is socialized, the individual has multiple viewpoints, multiple values. It is difficult to get rid of all the viewpoints or values while doing the sociological research, and then these influences the research outcomes. So there is a problem of objectivity while doing sociological research. So Kunan Mirdial साहब का कहना है total objectivity is an illusion in sociology, it can never be achieved. Okay, next हमारा है आपको नेक्स्ट हमारा क्रिटिक है there is subjectivity of value biasness in every stages or various stages of sociological research processes. ठीक है, there is next criticism है subjectivity of value biasness. Okay, subjectivity of value biasness creeps in at various stages of sociological research process. तो ये आर.के. मर्टन साहब का क्रिटिक है. आर.टे. मर्टन एक सोशोलॉजिकल थिंकर है, उनका क्रिटिक है. The very selection of the topic for sociological research is itself influenced by one's values and preferences. So R.K. Martin साहब आर्ग्यू करते हैं the very selection of the topic for sociological research is itself influenced by one's values and preferences. So there is subjectivity of value biasness in at various stages of the sociological research process. Okay, the next criticism is ideological biasness affect research and its outcome in sociological studies. Ideological biasness. Okay, so ideological biasness affects research and its outcome in sociological studies. जैसे एक विलेज है, उसका स्टडी होगा, या कोई भी टाउन है उसका स्टडी करते हैं. एक थिंकर होगा, वो अपना अलग कंक्लूजन देगा, दूसरा थिंकर अलग कंक्लूजन देगा, तीसरा थिंकर अलग कंक्लूजन देगा. तो जितने थिंकर से आप करोगे अलग अलग आउटकम आएगा. सो टू डिफरेंट आइडियोलॉजी, टू डिफरेंट कंक्लूजन्स. सो आइडियोलॉजी इन्फ्लुएंसेस ऑब्जेक्टिविटी. साइंस में ऐसा नहीं था. ओके, ठीक है. तो ये एक रीजनिंग हो गया कि why critics criticizes sociology or critics criticizes using of science in sociology. Okay, next है हमारा So there are major 6 criticism. Okay, कुछ और criticism है, such as there is field limitations. Okay, इसको भी हम मान सकते हैं field limitations. Okay, sociological thinker do not do research in many areas such as insurgency area, deep inside forest. Okay, there are also linguistic and cultural barrier. Okay, एक आंड्रे बेटल है, thinker है. For his study of caste, class and power in India, he was not allowed to enter into Adi Dravidian village. ठीक है, okay, the Brahmins in South India, so he had to rely on other sources. ठीक है, एंड्रे बेटल एक थिंकर हैं. फॉर हिज स्टडी ऑफ कास्ट क्लास एंड पावर इन इंडिया was not allowed to enter into Adi Dravidian village by Brahmins in South India, so he had to rely on other sources. So there are field limitations, there are cultural and linguistic barriers. Okay, there are geographical barriers also. So these are the field limitations he critics हैं. Okay, next criticism is subjectivity in data collection also affect the research outcomes. ठीक है, subjectivity in data collection, its critic also reflects research, also affects research outcomes. So okay, so दो काफ़ी बार दो टर्म यूज हुआ है, सब्जेक्टिविटी एंड ऑब्जेक्टिविटी. तो व्हाट डज सब्जेक्टिविटी मीन्स? इट इज द क्वालिटी ऑफ बीइंग बेस्ड ऑन और इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द पर्सनल फीलिंग, टेस्ट और ओपिनियन. Okay, subjectivity is the quality of being influenced by one's personal views, opinion, and objectivity, it is the quality of being unbiased, free from all prejudices. So for being objective you have to be value neutral. Okay, so these, so thank you everyone. So this is the end of this lecture. See you soon.